Hey, 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 welcome to Wake Up and Makeup. It is Jennifer Woolsey here, and we are going to do a makeup tutorial and talk about coming through the storm. So I'm going to do a little bit of a background on me for our new followers that haven't watched us in the past and share a little bit more about my story. So good morning. Say hello whenever you hop on. Let me know that you're here. Hi, Amanda. Good morning. I'm going to pull this hair back. I actually got a shower and got to wash my hair. It was so nice. You just don't realize how much you miss things until it's not readily available. So I have been at the hospital with my son for a couple of days, and my face was so dry. So I had to extra moisturize this morning. So I used my vitamin C serum. And I also used my Hydrofusion gel cream. This is awesome to add that added moisture. If you feel like your face is just real dehydrated, that is the bomb. And then I went in with my Belif VDL priming lotion to add even an extra layer. So we're all moisturized up and I'm feeling plump again. Yay! And then I primed with my VDL satin veil primer. So all primed up, we are ready to go. So we're going to use our Cashmere Complexion today in shade Buttercream and put some color on this face. I haven't gotten to wear makeup in 3 days. So for those of you that are new and have never watched any of my tutorials before, I'm going to do a little background. So I am the mother to two amazing boys, Caden and Lucas. Caden is now 18 and Lucas is 13. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. And in 2009, we were given a diagnosis of MECP2 duplication syndrome for my boys. So they have a genetic syndrome. We all have MECP2. It's a gene in our bodies. And my boys have double the amount than they should have. So it causes some issues like seizures and autism, developmental delays, all kinds of asthma. We have all the things. Aspiration. So this has been our lot to carry, and we've carried it, and we've done okay. Amanda says, when Victor had heart surgery last year, the water dried out my skin so bad. I used the Hydra. It is crazy. That Hydrofusion really just infuses that moisture back. I forgot you had told me that. Yes, that Hydrofusion is the bomb for moisture. And now added with that Belif, Amanda, it does amazing things. So anyway, we work with a team out of Houston, out of Texas Children's Hospital, where they actually discovered our syndrome in 2005. This is shade Matcha we're going to do here. And Dr. Zogby is the head researcher with Baylor College of Medicine and Texas Children's Hospital. And she is the one that actually discovered our syndrome. So Rett syndrome is in girls, and they have the deletion of the MECP2 gene, and our boys have MECP2 duplication, so they have the double amount. So actually in the lab, Dr. Zogby was trying to cure Rett syndrome by adding in extra MECP2 gene that they didn't have, and she discovered the duplication syndrome, and she knew that she had a young man in her clinic by the name of Brody who had MECP2 duplication syndrome. So that's how it was discovered. Anyway, so our lab, we're going to go ahead now. We're going to go in with Tattoo Station and do our brows. So our lab, in conjunction with a pharmaceutical company called Asinox. I can't say it right. Asinox, I think. Think that they have discovered an ASO treatment that can reverse our syndrome. This is huge. So the syndrome was discovered in 2005, and here we are in 2020, and they have discovered the therapy treatment that can cure our syndrome. That's huge, huge. So in order for us to be able to get the treatment, they have to do all these FDA studies, safety studies, to set standards and things like that, to make sure whenever they do start giving the drug that they have the biomarkers they need to got a little out of the lines there, the biomarkers that they need in order to give the safe dosage that the kids need. So we talked with our doctors yesterday. We were in Houston at Texas Children's doing the biomarker study. So we're setting the safety standards for the kids. Magix dust. My oldest son, Caden, was invited to take part of this. And so in the middle of a pandemic, when we were terrified of COVID, we willingly went down. Everything was done very safely, very securely. And all the nurses and staff that worked with us had been tested. Caden was tested. So everything was safe. I'm running low on my Magix dust. So, and we're just going to swirl it on. This is going to give us a matte look. So anyway, we went down, did some testing. He had a spinal tap, but lots of blood work, 24-hour EEG sleep study, which was interesting because he is a light sleeper. So we got 3 hours of sleep. So anyway, in the middle of all of this, a hurricane is coming towards Houston. So they got us out of there as quick as they could yesterday, and we bolted home. We got home last night, and we were safe and sound, and no storm got us. But I just wanted to talk about, so I've been doing some live feeds on my regular page, on my personal page. We're going to use the Oh What Fun makeup palette. This is still available on my website, youravon.com/jwoolsey. Look at all of these colors. So I thought, if this is still available, we're going to use it. Okay, so we're going to use the mauves here. I'm going to go in first with this one and this one. These two at the top, and we're going to set the base here. So I got several questions on my regular profile about, you know, why I thought it was okay to take my son to the hospital in the middle of the pandemic. And, you know, and this is kind of my theory on it. First, I know that everything that was done was super safe. I felt like our doctors put Caden's health as the most important thing. But I also feel like sometimes we get so worried about the storms going on around us that we don't realize we need to take care of the storms inside of us. And this is so true with our syndrome. There are so many things that are bad for us in this world. Okay, we're going to pick up, let's do some neutral. We'll do this one and this one. I love to mix colors if you haven't learned that yet. And we're going to work that brow, that crease. So there are so many things bad for us in this world, worse than COVID, like an eating addiction, or a, you know, maybe you abuse alcohol or drugs, or maybe you talk negatively to yourself and you don't build yourself up and edify yourself or others. Maybe you aren't sound in where you need to be with your walk with God. I mean, there are so many things, guys, in this world that are bad for us, that are just as bad as COVID. Yet we are only worried about protecting ourselves from COVID. Hi, Alicia. Welcome in. I'm using the Oh What Fun palette, which is still available on our websites. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this gold and this one right here. And I'm going to work this bottom part and bring it up to that crease. You can get so many pretty smoky colors from this palette. So, I don't know, I was just thinking last night on our way home that rather than living a life of fear, we should live a life of freedom. a freedom from fear, knowing that you're going to be protected. I mean, of course, you need to take safety precautions and you need to do things to, let me give you a look. What do you guys think? Should we work on those eyes a little bit more? I mean, of course, you need to do things that, you know, keep you safe. You need to take safety precautions. Absolutely. But at some point, you have to live your life. At some point, you have to know that there's a bigger plan and to take a leap of faith. And for us, we're going to do SuperExtend liquid liner. For us, this was a leap of faith, of believing and trusting that God's got us. We're going to take all the safety precautions we need to. There we go. We're going to take all the safety precautions that we need to, but we're going to live our life and we're going to do what we need to do to get to the cure. And I'm just reminded that whenever we were given the diagnosis in 2005, we were told, you'll probably have 13 years with them. They won't walk, they won't talk. They will have very poor quality of life. So take them home and love them and be grateful for the time that you have. And that was really kind of how we were sent home in 2009. And that was my mindset until a friend got a hold of me and she said, Jennifer, you serve a God that does amazing things, that's still in the miracle business. So instead of living in fear, fight back, girl. Let's find a way to overcome these obstacles and get them in the therapy that they need and get them the help that they need. And not accept it. And so a group of parents got together and we created the 401project.com, which is our website where we raise funds as families for our researchers to find a cure. And we've raised over $2 million, just families and friends doing fundraisers. Love Waterproof Mascara. That has gotten us to this point. There's been no government help. There's been no big donations from nonprofits. This has been families saying, we're not going to take this. We serve a God that is awesome, and we are going to overcome these obstacles. And yet here we are in 2020 working towards the cure. And that's my message today. Fear not appears in the Bible over 365 times. Wow, that is awesome, Gandhi. Yes, I did. Amanda, I'll show it to you. And so we choose to fear not and to go forth and to do what we needed to do to get our kids to the point that they will have a hope in a future. What does a cure look like in an 18-year-old that has years of damage done to his body? I don't know. But if it can give him some better quality of life, if it can help with the seizures and maybe give him a voice so that he can talk and he can proclaim his story, it'll be worth every second of it. And for those new babies coming that are born with this syndrome, it could be 100% cure. And so for us, it's worth it for those kids, for those families to not have to go through, I got some mascara under my eyes, for those families to not have to go through what we've gone through. And so I'm blessed to have my AVON business that has allowed me to stay home with my kids and to be their warrior and to not fear and to keep going and to keep fighting. Okay, I'm back in my Oh What Fun palette. I'm going to pull up these two colors. We're going to touch those cheeks with them. Look at that. Oh, what fun. And, you know, just living my life and working with the intentions that God is going to do great things. And in our case, we're seeing it. Oh, girl, you got blush on. You got some blush on today. I know I'm being goofy. I'm in a good spirit. I'm going to highlight with a little Love highlighter, Fairy Dahlia. And we are going to kiss those cheeks. Ooh. Ready? I'm going to kiss them really just right above. So if you were at home today and you were in a panic over everything that's going on in the world, like my friend Gandhi shared this morning, I want you to remember that fear not is in the Bible 365 times, and that is no mistake. We're going to use Mattitude Respect because we've got mad respect today. So that is my message today. I wanted to give you guys kind of a background on our family and on why I do what I do. This makeup business has definitely served our family. It's helped me bless other women and families and help them to be able to be independent for themselves. And it's a blessing and it's good products. So if you want to shop for these products, you can do that at your avon.com/jwoolsey. Or if you can't shop, share this video because somebody else needs to hear this message today to fear not and to know that God's in control. Amanda says she got her swag bag yesterday and brought it to work today. There's some awesome stuff in that swag bag. So we have our convention this weekend. It's virtual. And so we got a box full of all this fun stuff that Avon sent us. So if you want to work and have your own business, message me. I will hook you up and get you started in your own Avon business and teach you all the tips and tricks that I know. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I love you guys. Thank you for getting ready with me this morning. Have a beautiful and blessed day. And I will see you all later. Bye, guys.